Club family.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We have the very talented author here, Brennan McPherson. Mm-hmm. We are so happy to get to talk to you for the first time on 700 Club Social.
Mm-hmm. This is his second time on the 700 Club, though. First time with 700 Club Social. How do you feel?
I feel very special.
Good.
Thank you.
As you should. Because you've got another book out, and we have to hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Please, tell our audience all about it.
Well, Flood is the story of Noah and the family who raised him, and it begins before Noah's parents even meet each other, and then continues on until towards the end of Noah's life when the cataclysm happens.
Wow. So what made you write this book? Now, first of all, your first book was called Cain. Mm-hmm. So was there something in writing that book that led you to write this book?
Well, the original idea was to follow Genesis through from early in the beginning till Genesis 11. Because the first half of Genesis is structured differently than the second half, which is all about Abraham. So I wanted to go up to that point.
Okay.
So Flood was the next big story in line.
Yeah.
But there was a little more motivation behind it because when I was in college, I had some friends who decided that they couldn't really believe in the God of the Bible because they couldn't, see how the God they viewed as a terrible genocidal maniac, in their words, in Genesis 6 could be the same God as the God of mercy in the New Testament. And so I wanted to take this story that in the Bible is arguably the most unpalatable story in all the Bible and show how it's actually one of the more powerful stories about God's mercy.
Wow.
Because ironically, mercy can't exist without judgment. When you say, I forgive you, you're saying you hurt me.
That's true.
You're making a judgment. And I think that's something that we miss, that mercy and judgment are just two sides of the same coin.
Now, Flood is a part of your series, right?
Yeah. And each book is a standalone novel, but they're all linked together. So you can start wherever you want, and you won't be missing anything.
So there's 2 in the series right now. So
yes.
It's Cain, Flood, and then...
And then the third one planned is Tower.
Tower.
Ooh.
That's an exclusive if you didn't hear it.
700 Club Social exclusive, y'all. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think people can really take away by learning more about Noah and his family and that whole story that most everyone has had children's church in, the classic story,
Well, I think one thing that a lot of people get wrong is they think that Noah was saved because he was righteous, but Hebrews 11 makes it very clear that all the old patriarchs were saved because they had faith in God. It wasn't because of their righteousness. It was because God considered them righteous because they loved God.
Wow.
So, seeing God as being the same in the Old Testament as he is in the New Testament is very important. Obviously, there were different covenants, but God was the same all the way throughout.
That's right.
So I think seeing Noah as a human being who was saved through faith is a unique vision that I think sometimes we miss.
Yeah, we can all relate to that.
Absolutely.
So you dove deep into his family.
Yeah.
What fascinating things did you find out that we wouldn't have known before?
Well,
Just share a couple.
Yeah, it's interesting. His grandpa was Methuselah, the oldest living man in recorded history, and then his great-grandpa, Methuselah's dad, is one of 2 people in the Bible who never died. Enoch.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It said Enoch walked with God and then was no more, for God took him. And then in the New Testament, Paul talks about how he never died, literally never died.
Wow.
Only other person was Elijah. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
But then I also wondered a lot about, Lamech, Noah's father, died, I think it's 5 years before the flood. Methuselah died the year of the flood. So what was his family like? How did they live in this world that was only evil continually? What challenges did they face, and how did Noah grow up in a world like that?
Yeah.
His parents had to take care of him and keep him safe during that time. So I was fascinated just wondering about how that would play out.
Yeah, and there was a description on your website about the book and how there was prophecy over Noah.
Yeah. When Noah was born, his father, Lamech, actually said, this one will give us relief from the painful toil. And that's why he was named Noah, because that's what it means.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
fascinating.
really cool.
And the other thing is, that links directly to the curse that God proclaimed over Cain. That the soil was cursed because of Cain's sin. So then with Noah, God was going to bring relief through the soil, through the world.
Wow.
And it's a direct kind of reversal of that.
Wow. That's really neat.
It really is. And I don't think this is a book just for historians, people who are history buffs. Like, what would you say to people who are like, that's too historical for me?
It's very broadly based, and it does have a fantastical flair because we know so little about this story.
Yeah.
But I did keep 100% accurate, true to the original text. Mm-hmm. The funny thing is, we think we know the text, but then when I was digging into the original Hebrew, there's so much more there. There's so much that I didn't know. I mean, many of us think that, it never rained before the flood. That's not in the Bible. Many of us think that Noah was mocked or ridiculed for his belief in the flood. That's not in the Bible. You know, so our opinions and our ideas have been shaped by misinterpretations of the text. So I think anyone can get into it. It's not heavily historical. But I think that fans of historical fiction will like it as well.
Yeah. Awesome. It's truth. Bible. That's so awesome. Now, for those of you that get this book here, what do you hope they take away from it?
I hope they take away an accurate vision of who God is as a merciful, loving creator. The flood is not pictured as so much judgment as it is recreation. He was instead of destroying things, he was tilling up the soil to bring about good fruit.
That's good.
Because the good fruit was going away.
Awesome. That's some good stuff.
Change your perspective this morning.
Exactly.
On a well-known story. Come on now, get this book. We posted a link in the copy in the post text here, so you'll be able to see it right on Shop CBN.
And I just want to mention that he is color coordinating with his book. The title's a little bit blue. His shirt's a little bit blue. That's just the Holy Spirit.
And how cool is his cover?
Yeah.
Go and check out his other book, Cain, too. Like, if the cover doesn't draw you in this book, I don't know what will. It's just really, really, really neat.
Yeah.
But really quickly, before we go, Tanya says, what is the name of the book? Can you hold it up a little bit?
Flood.
You can't forget it. You just can't. I mean, keep it short and simple. Easy to remember. The first book by Brennan is Cain.
Yes.
This one's Flood. And then the next one?
Tower.
Come
Look
on.
out for it.
Yeah,
Look out for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Baby Viller says, and Tanya said, is asking what the name of the book is. Again, we just covered that flood. Veronica says, good morning. And Gillian says, hi, good morning, and says, powerful world. Michelle says, where is the link so I can order it? You can scroll right on up on this feed. We posted a link for you. You can find it on Shop CBN website. Where else can people find it?
They can go to floodnovel.com.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Floodnovel.com. Awesome. And now you're about to go on the 700 Club to talk more about this book. One more time, let's hold it up. Flood by Brennan McPherson.
Yes,
it's powerful,
and he is very talented. These series look amazing. We're going to have to dive into them ourselves, Ash.
I know, right?
Make sure you watch the 700 Club interview in a few minutes. We will post the link.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you very much. See you next time.